Hi Year 8s, Miss Train here. I'm recording this video because I want to show you the two ways using computers that you can access everything to do with heat in the hills. Now the first way is on the school computers. When you log on to a school computer, it should look just like my screen does now, and you should have in the top corner a button for the common drive. Now when you click on it, there's heaps of folders, but there's one just for you called 8Ale. Inside that right now, we have lots of folders to do with some of the units we've already done or are doing. So right now, if you've been doing your maths, you can actually click on Race Around the School and have a look what's in there. But this is about heat in the hills, so we're going to click on this folder. There are 4 folders inside, one for each of the 4 tasks that you're going to do. They're not in any order right now, and we know though that the most important one is going to be creating your 2 to 3 minute documentary chapter. But for now, we'll have a quick look at some of the others. When you go into the sensory task folder, there are 4 things. The task sheet, so you know exactly what you have to do. The rubric, which shows you exactly how you're going to be marked, so you know how to get the good grade. And these are examples. There's a visual part and there's a written part. You might like to do both, but when we get to that, you can negotiate with your teacher. You could also have a look in the documentary review folder. Inside here, you have a folder called Clips, and here we have all of those clips that you watched during the documentary hook when we had our screening. You've got the one for Excluded, Super Size Me, Murder Ball, and Long Way Round. And if you get really bored, you can watch 8 seconds of Fred Ott sneezing. Now again, we're going to have a look at the important one, which is the documentary chapter. When you go in here, there are lots of things. You have your task sheet, what you have to do. You have your rubric, how you'll be marked. And we have the example. Now, it's not a very good example. We want you to make one a lot better, but you can view it here. You've also got blank storyboards, an example of a storyboard, and some other really important things. This is the interview sheet. This is what you should have a copy of whenever you interview someone, because it reminds you of the important things you need to do. One of them is get the consent form signed. That's this. Now, if you film anyone or interview anyone and you haven't got a consent form signed, we can't use the footage. It's no good. So make sure you have a couple of these on hand. You also have some iMovie editing tips. Now, these are really basic, and if you want more detail because you're the editor or because you're actually interested in helping and doing more, then I suggest you watch the video on that. You've also got a couple of folders. One is for stock photos. This comes down to editing. These are just some images that I grabbed on Google Images, and you can get your own. You can use those when you're going to make your chapter. You can also use the YouTube footage, or if you want to be inspired about what you can put in your storyboard. These are about 2 dozen that I've downloaded, and you can even download your own and we can show you how. But again, that'll be in a different video. Now, you've seen just one of the ways that you can access it. Another is using the internet, which means you can use it at school. More importantly, you can use this way at home. You need to open the internet and you need to type in our Weebly address. For this one, it's www.heatinthehills.weebly.com. When you go there, you're going to get the main page. Looks just like this. You have 2 options. You can click on the begin button, which will take you to the timeline, or you can go up to these 3 lines. When you click on that, it shows you all of the available pages. When we go to timeline, it outlines that you'll be doing the same 4 tasks that were said and laid out in the common drive. The one in bold, that's the important one, that's the documentary chapter. You can go to any of these pages by clicking here. You can also go to the P-cubed page. There's not a lot there right now, but there will be. In fact, we'll be adding a lot to this whole website. So again, if we go to the sensory task page, we've got the task sheet, we've got the rubric, and down here, we've got one of the examples. Now, say you're not going to have access to the internet at home, but you have a computer. What you can do is click on one of these and you can save it to your USB. Maybe you don't have a computer at home. you can print it. These are both things you can also do through the Common Drive, but it's available here on the internet as well. Let's have a look at the documentary review page. On here, you've got buttons for the task sheet, for the rubric, which is what you'll be marked on, very important, and for an example. You've also got the clips that we watched during our documentary screening. They're all linked to YouTube, so they're all available right here. This one says it's not right now, but I'm hoping to change that. Keep checking the website because there'll be new things available. Let's have a look at the important one. Let's have a look at the documentary. Again, there's lots of stuff because it has everything that's on the Common Drive. You've got your example linked to YouTube. You've got a lot of buttons. The task sheet, storyboards, and the important sheets, the release form and the interview sheets. Lastly, let's look at P cubed. Not a lot here right now, but there's some important information. Remember, you're going to be showing this at Lobethal Cinema to all the people who were affected by the fire, your parents, your teachers, and everyone else in the class. Let's make it good. So, happy editing, guys.